Hi, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. We'll try to imagine the enormous range of possible financial conditions in which human beings can live. At the lowest end is bare subsistence, the minimum amount of food and shelter possible to sustain life. And at the highest end is unlimited wealth, multi-billionaires with more than they, their kids, their grandchildren could ever possibly spend. Now, most of us live in that relatively narrow range somewhere in between these extremes. In Wired for Wealth, we describe these bands as financial comfort zones. People who share a financial comfort zone tend to have similar income, lifestyle, spending, saving habits, and beliefs about money. For those growing up in wealthy families, normal may include private schools, international travel, live-in household help, and expectations of an Ivy League education, followed by a pretty lucrative career. Those growing up in families with limited incomes will inhabit a much lower financial comfort zone. Their normal might include shopping at thrift stores, squeaking by from month to month, and having little or no expectation of a higher education. In both cases, the expectations people grow up with tend to keep them in their financial comfort zone. Their money scripts form the boundaries. These zones are artificial financial boundaries that really we impose on ourselves, and they're not necessarily defined by what we can or can't afford. Yet we become uncomfortable if we move too far outside of that boundary. Certainly, people can and do expand their financial comfort zones. Children who grow up in low-income families, for example, may be able to get an education and go on to careers that bring them financial success far beyond that of their parents. The real problems arise when circumstances unexpectedly push people out of their financial comfort zone. For example, I once had a couple inherit several $1 million. They had no idea mom had that much money. All at once, they had the means to move into a much higher financial comfort zone. Yet the reaction was depression. They came into my office asking, "What's wrong with us?" We spent some time exploring their money beliefs and discovered that their number one money script was money that we didn't earn wasn't worth having. Moving slowly out of their financial comfort zone by their own efforts would have been fine, but being shoved out by an unearned inheritance, well, that was a big challenge. It's no wonder that many people coming into unexpected wealth, either from selling a business or an inheritance, unconsciously feel a need to get rid of it. It's one way to get back into the familiar comfort zone where they know how things work. They're comfortable there. That's where they belong. The same thing can happen to those in higher financial comfort zones. I mean, suppose a high-earning professional couple who are accustomed to an affluent lifestyle lose nearly half their net worth in an economic downturn. Maybe one of them is laid off. Well, they're not going to starve. In fact, they could scale back their spending a great deal and still live perfectly comfortably. Yet, this may not seem like even an option to them. Changing their financial circumstances would move them out of the place they belong, out of their comfort zone. It's possible they may go into debt or spend down the assets they do have left, thereby jeopardizing their financial future, just in order to maintain a lifestyle that keeps them in their financial comfort zone. Ironically, this couple would have a better chance of returning to their financial comfort zone if they were willing to live below it until their financial circumstances improved. Choosing to live at the low end of your financial comfort zone so that you can invest for the future is one of the most important ways to build long-term financial independence and lasting financial comfort. Thanks for joining me.